Promotion.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Oh, do it again?
Yeah, but we'll do a quick one still, you know? I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone, you know what I'm saying?
Promotion.
Da-da-da. All right, we back. We live. It's a DTE experience. Back with my... Why would you say it silently, though?
I mean, this picked him up anyways.
Anyways, I'm here with my compadres. Like to my left, I'm going to make the far left introduce himself. You know what I'm saying? Stefano. Okay, and then to my left.
Yeah, man, it's Sefrose here again.
Who? Back at it.
Boy, Sefrose, you don't know.
Sefrose. The Canadian dollar sign, you know what I'm saying? Is what I call
That's
it.
the
But to my right. To my right, I got.
My name is JJ.
JJ?
I'm going to keep it
I
at
thought you
that.
said JJ. But to my
It's
far
not
right.
fire, so it is
I
what
know
it
it's
is.
not. To my far right, I
Still
got.
Dre in the building.
Okay.
Back again.
And then to the front of me, I got.
Carol.
Poppin' Carol.
Okay. And then to the left of her, I got.
It's your boy.
Hey,
It's Ra.
Boy. How about we just continue to talk about what we were just talking about?
What are we talking about?
Stefan, just like tell the story about like what happened, yo.
Okay, again, you know, don't mind the
Yes.
hiccups. My daughter came home with a book from school.
Yeah.
What was it? The Princess Boy. The Princess Boy.
Which sounds fire.
It was
But
very
they
fire.
gave her the book.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the kids, they get to go in the library and then they have their own section for different grades
Yeah.
according to their reading level.
Yeah.
She picked up the book. She liked it.
True, she gravitated to it.
Daddy, look, the Princess Boy. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, let me see this fucking shit. I didn't swear, but like, in my head, I'm like, let me see this fucking shit. And I started reading it.
Yeah.
And, wow.
Could you get a summary?
He was.
Hey, you gotta break it down.
I'm actually
So.
like searching up the summary.
You're searching it out?
Yeah, sort of.
It's about a boy that
But-
wanted to wear like a
He's
dress.
a cross-dressing boy.
Yeah, cross.
But,
Yeah,
like-
yeah.
But
He wanted to be a
I don't know.
princess,
After like having a kid,
Yeah.
like my kid never had this problem, but like I talked to the daycare teachers in there, you know. So
Swerving.
Oh, wait, hold on.
no, so they have toy dolls there, and they have the dolls actually have like genitals, right? Because I walked in there one day and I'm like, what the hell? I flipped it over on his ass and I kicked it, right? I'm like, yo, cause the male doll, it had a piece, yo.
Really?
I never see a doll like that with a piece.
Yeah. Not even on the Barbie dolls.
Nah, man, this is
Ken
like.
dolls never had that because they had the flexible legs.
It's like
They all had vaginas, yo. All of them.
Yo, that basically
One
spin.
Ken was a pum pum anyway, so
that's why I had one.
you have to get the Jerome doll.
That's my middle name, dog.
Yo, relax.
Yo,
That she is. Oh man.
so I told the daycare teacher, I'm like, yo, get this shit out of here, like what the fuck? So she's like, no, it's actually part of
the
the kids,
curriculum?
yeah, being able to ID who they are and shit, cause
Yeah.
like, yo, and she's like, okay, she pointed out this gay kid, you know, little kid, he's not gay, but gay kid. He's like, this kid thinks he's a girl. I'm looking at him, I'm like, how? Like, you know,
Yeah.
he thinks he's a girl.
He actually thinks that.
He
It's-
thinks
I-
he thinks that, and there's little girls that think that they're a boy,
Wow.
no
But
matter
no,
how
it
hard.
goes in deep though, cause just saying it sounds like a totally simple
Nonchalant
topic.
thing. Yeah.
But then like I watch documentaries on it and everything, and it's crazy. Like there's kids out there that have the consciousness that they feel like they're not that
Yeah.
person.
They're flipping their psychosis.
Yeah. So
Damn.
once again, everything's about perception, and you know it's a difficult thing for the parents too, because the kids feel like
Exactly.
they're
Don't you
the-
feel like some parents push for that? Like some parents want that. They want to be so progressive. They want like I don't want to limit my kid, you know. So they put the idea on their kids. Like okay, my daughter, she's in, she goes to school, and there's somebody in her class that's a boy and a girl. That's how the child identifies, right?
So
a
they
boy and a girl.
they're that type of pronoun.
honestly, I don't. I met the kid once. I told my kid, but
my God.
but like my daughter, she was explaining to me how it's a little girl, right? And she just looks like a little girl. That's why I'm saying that. But and she was like, my daughter was explaining to me how she's a boy and a girl, and I'm like, how is she a boy? She's like, because she feels like a boy. She does things that boys do. Like she likes to play rough. And I'm like, so what makes her a girl? And she's like, well, she's a girl. She has long hair and she plays with dolls. And I'm like, well, what are you? She's like, I'm a girl. I'm like, so, but don't you like to play these sports and stuff like that? She's like, yeah, and there was a point where in that conversation, and I don't even know why my daughter was talking to me about this stuff. But I couldn't shut her down, I had to listen because I'm like, nah, this is the world we live in now.
And at the end of the day, you got a lot to learn.
I have to
too,
listen.
right?
I have to respond to what she's saying, and I don't want to shut her down. I want to reason with her and talk about certain things with her.
That's key.
But yeah. So eventually she's like, but I'm not a boy. I just like doing things that boys do. I'm a girl. But the way she was explaining and vouching for her friend, I was like, man, her friend really sold her on this idea. And I don't know where the friend got the idea from, but I know that it's around. My lady's a teacher, so she she tells me about certain things, and I see this stuff everywhere, kind of thing, But anyways,
Question
yeah.
for you.
I just feel like they're giving like different terms for what it is already, because like she's describing a girl that's doing guy things. I identify it as a tomboy.
Yeah, that's
right?
what I was gonna bring up. Like, what
I've
happened to
always,
that?
yeah.
I
I've always
identify it as a
identified
tomboy, but like they identify it as
They're just
as, like,
confused, yo.
cross-dressing and
Confused kids,
transgender,
that's all
whatever.
that
I don't
is.
even know
Yeah,
what
but
those
why?
I
are.
think it just also goes down to energy. So in all of us, whether we have a vulva or a penis, we all have female energy and male energy, right? So a lot of the times within somebody, maybe one side of the energy comes out more than the other. I don't know that.
But I think there's a reason why, right? Like I know a lot of people who are who they're closer with their dad than their mom, or some people are closer with their mom than their dad. So they're gonna start to. I grew up close with my dad, right? I wasn't like. Well, all my other siblings would be under my mom's wing. I'd be under my dad's wing. Like, so I started to become like my dad. Even the way I laugh sometimes is just like my dad. Like, like I admired my dad in that way, and I tried to do I tried to just mimic him, right? And I think like
a role
when you
model.
admire somebody, you're gonna mimic them, right? Like, and I think like I think that's how and eventually you do that long enough, you're gonna say this is who I am. This is how I am. This is how I've always been. And nobody's to say you're a liar, because that's since you were 3, you were under your mom's wing, like holding on to her breast and shit like that, and seeing her putting on makeup and wearing heels, you wanted to do the same thing. I get that, like but
Yeah, but I grew up in a household with women. My mom raised me.
True.
Like,
Yeah, but see, I feel like they teach us to be tough at an age 22.
my mom never like.
Small interruption.
You right back into
Yeah, I grew up in a household with just my mom. Like my mom was
It's like the
really
matrix.
it. Like I had some male figures in my household, but they never showed me what it takes to be a man. Like I learned from like the mistakes that they've made.
That's
right?
true, got it.
I feel that.
But you internalize that yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Like,
feel that.
that's just been my thought process on everything that was going on around me from a young age.
For me,
to
like
where I am.
I looked at like I've known him for a while, so if I seen like his dad do something similar, like I'd be like, okay, I can internalize that myself and try to be like that when I get older. Or if I have like another friend whose dad I see like around all the time, I try to just take notes and
Yeah.
internalize it as that still. But
I mean, another thing that I kind of look at, like from a young age, was even just like male figures that were not like actually around me.
Yeah.
Like I think like my all-time like favorite like artist, or probably even person in general, is Tupac.
true,
Like, you just listen to his music.
you can
Obviously, there's certain things that like you can't agree with everything, but I could see where he was coming from when he said certain things.
you can resonate.
Yeah. And when he obviously was talking about like real stuff about like just being there and taking care of women, respecting women,
Yeah.
that stuff carried me through like a lot of shit that I've been through in my life.
Yeah.
And I also found with like Tupac himself, he was an interesting character as to who he was, because I feel as much as he knew, he didn't know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like you can see that battle
Yeah.
within
Yeah, 'cause
himself, within his lyrical content, his
Yeah.
poems.
Yeah.
Even there's everything. Even from when he
Yeah.
went to jail, came out of jail, it's just a
Mhm.
different.
Gemini lifestyle.
Them Geminis are crazy, bro. This
Gemini
is-
are
How
kind
old
of
is it, Gemini?
crazy.
Jeez.
I'm not gonna lie.
You're Gemini?
I'm not a Gemini, but I've learned a lot about Geminis
Exactly.
this past year, and I'm like, they're
guys are
kind
weirdos,
of
man.
Yeah.
You guys are
Yup.
Fam,
weirdos.
there's just
I
don't
yo,
get it.
There's so many Geminis that I know. One day you're talking to them and you're just like they're having a good conversation and they're just like yeah, you know, I'm having a good time and blah 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 and this and that and this and that. The next day you're like yo, what's up? Yo, nothing.
Yep.
I'm like, bro, what's going on? What's wrong? Yo, I'll talk about it later, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, honestly, all my
Alright, bro.
exes are Geminis still. All of them,
Every
bro.
last one of them.
All of them,
Every
man.
single one?
Well, maybe not one, but like that wasn't even a real relationship.
Jeez.
So dating two girls at the same time.
No.
I never dated a Gemini. That's not me.
Yeah.
There it is.
I
Nah,
was friends
definitely
with,
not.
I was friends with too many. I'm good. No dating.
Yeah,
Bump that.
my little brother's a Gemini. He's a.
Won't that.
Man, you're attention seekers too.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
for real,
Yeah.
for real.
Oh,
Sort of fishes.
Pisces.
Pisces. Yeah, call them fishes. My sister's a Pisces. as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister's a Pisces. I call her a fish all the
They're
time.
weird.
Yo.
She's super emotional.
You
So
call them
like,
fishes?
I call her a fish all the
That's
time.
brutal, dog.
All the time.
I call fishes something else.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Let's not go there.
That's a fire. You guys like taking horoscopes? Like, are you
Yeah.
big on horoscopes?
Well, I wasn't big on horoscopes until like my ex. My ex was big on horoscopes, so then I started like looking into it a little bit more, and then my girl now, she likes doing that too. So I'm just like, okay, you know what? Let's just carry on the
You're
tradition.
stuck.
Let's carry this on. I was gonna stop at this point. I was gonna stop after that girl was gone. I was gonna stop, you know.
Oh, you wanna
and then she
continue?
came in. She's like, "Yo, you're an Aries? Oh my gosh!" And I'm like,
Oh, you want to
"Oh,
continue?
so
that?
we gotta continue." Oh, okay, you know what? Whatever, man.
Fuck, I got some knowledge I can share with you.
I've been here before. Yeah. Nah, I think horoscopes are big, so like, I believe in that.
Obviously, most of them are not. You
Yeah,
know,
not- yeah.
they're not true, but like there's some you can relate to.
Yeah, for sure.
What's that thing where your natal chart? Have you guys ever looked up your
Natal
natal
chart?
Natal
Yeah.
chart. It's like when, like it looks at the time you were born, the exact day, and it would give you like what your sun sign
Yes,
is, your
yes.
moon
Yeah,
sign.
I did that.
Rising.
Yeah, I did that.
Have the app.
That's a
You have
lot.
the app. See,
I have that.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to just
trying to
knowledge
know,
myself.
trying to know the stars.
Know
That's a-
yourself.
That's a
Sure,
lot.
bro. No, yo, bro, it surprises you.
Yeah, but don't you guys find like people say, "Oh, you're a Capricorn," and they like dismiss me or like they just
Yo,
It's like saying you're from Latin.
Yeah, but like,
it happens to me all the time. Okay,
I'm like,
buddy?
huh?
It
You start to
happens,
judge
to
me.
me all the time because everybody puts the Aries, the Aries guys as always angry, and always blunt, doing some other foolishness,
that is
and they're just
you.
always running around.
what the fuck? That's you.
No, but they're strong personalities. Aries, they're very strong personalities. But Capricorns, y'all are just.
Yeah, we're the
Nah,
top of the
like
food chain. Just know that.
Capricorns-
Don't
No,
know.
you guys are
They're interesting.
they're
Don't
always
burn.
right.
My
These
si-
guys are
yeah,
always right.
Yeah, for
They're
real.
always right.
My
Stubborn.
best friend
You
and
said-
my sister.
You'll tell him
Yeah, you're
directly
right.
to his face.
Yeah.
You're light skinned. The man said, "Are you retarded?
I'm brown.
I'm black. I'm
Yo.
your skin color." Wait, what?
I couldn't resonate with something more. My best friend, literally, my fondest memories in high school was literally walking home, and literally she'd have a debate with a new person every day about something. She could be so wrong, but she's a Capricorn, so she has to be right. So she's there
like
debating with everybody.
Sounds
I'm
like
like,
she was
bro.
right. You know.
There
Capricorn gang.
There you go. There you go. Case closed.
Nah, I'm dissing. I'm talking shit. I'm talking shit. It's
Dang.
a Sagittarius thing though, still, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
You guys are.
You know what? I flex with you guys anyway, so you guys are okay.
I'm cool with you guys. So.
I'm
All
flexible.
Capricorns.
Blind.
Sagittarius? I don't think I've been around enough
Nah?
No, it's I flex with Sagittarius. I flex with those guys. Cancers are a different story.
Yeah, we just lied.
Nah,
The life of the party.
No, you definitely
We're the life of the party.
No, you are not.
I don't know what cancers you talking about. I'm the life of the party.
No.
I heard one guy, he's like, oh, my wife's a cancer fucking nuisance in my life. What? Holy fuck, yo. What? You're cold, guy.
What?
Those are the kind of questions you ask a girl when you first meet her. Like, what's your sign? Because you don't want to get there. Oh, you're a Cancer. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Yo.
My ex-wife was a Cancer.
There's a question that always been asked to me. So, what's your horoscope? I mean, I'm Aries. Oh. I mean, King.
Yeah, but like, yo, okay, so I'm a Scorpio.
Yo.
And
like, true.
Yeah.
I would have never thought.
Oh,
My
word?
brother's a Scorpio.
Oh, say word.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, y'all are some. But I love y'all.
Scorpio and Libras. Just,
Nah, Libras are just too much. Nah.
No.
Too
Maybe
much.
sometimes,
Yeah,
you know,
nah.
just trying to find that balance
Yeah,
can
you
get a
guys
little
can't.
difficult
You guys can't.
My
sometimes.
sister's a Libra, actually.
Yeah, I am a Libra.
My sister's a
I
Libra
got
as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Actually, my
So that
dad's
explains
a
a lot.
Libra.
Yeah.
My dad's a
That
Libra.
does explain a
My
lot. But like
niece-
for
my
us,
niece
like
is-
we always get
She's
hit with that whole sexual thing. Like, oh, like
True or false?
yeah, like, bro. It's just like it's like fam. We don't have to go through this. Like,
Actually,
What do you find is the worst horoscope? Like, if you guys had to choose.
the worst.
I don't think
For
there's a
y'all.
worst.
Well, if you like the one that you guys can't stand.
the fishes.
Direct.
Shots fired to
Yeah,
your
like-
sister.
Yeah.
It's got like pure fishes. I ain't even going fishing. I left my hook at home.
I don't like fishing.
No fishes.
I went vegan.
Yo, honestly, I'm gonna say, yo, you see, there's some people like there's some signs that are like confrontational, and they but they deal well with conflict. Like it's not like like my sister's in Aries, right? And we go at it, at it.
But
You know, but at the end of the day,
you
it's
guys
all
are the
love.
best friends.
You know,
best friends. at
but
the
then
end
there are
of the
some
day.
people. It's like, damn, like you just don't even want to be around them.
Yeah.
Like you know, like some Leos and shit.
Yeah.
Yo,
Honestly,
crazy, yo.
let me
That was quiet for so long.
let me tell you a story about Leos. Let me tell you a story about Leos. Okay? I don't care. I don't care. They can hate me for all I don't care. At the end of there was this one girl I talked to. This one girl I talked to, and I was just talking normally, you know. We're just talking normally, and you just like, you know, having a conversation, and then she just so like, what do you like doing? I'm like, I mean, like video games, you know, going on the computer, you know, doing my other stuff, and then she's like, oh, okay. Then the conversation stops and it gets awkward. You're just like,
Yo, you see
Okay, that's the type of small talk I don't like.
She's looking for a different answer, bro.
Okay.
Because then you
She
feel
looking
like
for
you
that
have
one
to
night.
keep polling. So you're
I-
like, okay.
I get it.
And then
I
that's
get
when you start asking questions like, so what's your favorite color?
I get it.
And then you're
I
like,
get it. I get it. But like me, I just direct in the box. That's me. I direct the question in the box. I answer the question only. That's it. And if you ask me a question like, what do you like doing? Like, that's what I like doing.
All right, so how do you continue that conversation?
I will continue the conversation, but like when you space it out, like you know, like you space it out, like okay, and I'll ask back, like, what do you like doing? You know, what do you like doing as a thing?
That just sounds corny.
What's your favorite color? Oh, I like pink and Mercedes Benz.
I mean, I'm not that much. This person's talkative. I'm not really talkative, but like, you know, I'll answer the question.
Yeah.
That's just me. I'll just
And then
answer
that's
the
just
question.
it.
Yeah,
and
that's
if
it.
the person doesn't ask you anything, it just
It
ends
is what it
there.
is. The conversation dies.
Yo, am I that bad? Like, I don't get it.
He sounded.
Okay.
I never said I wasn't bad. I'm terrible.
You horrified.
I'm terrible.
Bruh.
I'm terrible. I'm
That would
very-
give me so much anxiety. I'd be like, oh.
Like I'm obviously if the conversation is way up here, I'm gonna have a conversation. But like, you know, if it's a general conversation like that,
I do not want to see you in an arranged marriage.
No.
That would just be.
I remember I told you that's not for me. I told you that's not for me. I said that already.
Like, are we gonna be happier now?
So what's your sign? I'm a Pisces. Nah.
Oh, crap. Oh, crap.
King size. Oh That's hilarious.
Like I said, like my sister's a Pisces, so I get along with her, so I get it. But like,
No, I think
But
My
I
sister-
find that with family, it's different though, cause like you accept that person 1,000%. Like even if there's things people that there's things like your siblings do that you may not like, but since they're your siblings and you love them, you're like,
gonna
okay,
put up
I'm gonna
with
be
it.
accepting of you.
I mean,
you know?
there. I like I said, I talked to a few girls that were Pisces or guys that are Pisces, and they all act the same way. Like literally, they all act the same way. They're like you'll talk about something, and then they'll either get upset or they'll get really happy. And there's no in the middle. There's no in the middle. So you're talking to them about you're talking to them about shoes. You're talking to them about shoes, and they might not be excited about shoes. So it's all the way down here now. So you're like, okay, so what do I talk about now? Like it doesn't make any sense.
Emotional roller coaster, bro.
It makes no sense.
That's
Drop
hilarious.
zone.
This guy said the drop zone. That's a Billy Bragg.
It makes no sense. They're either
Never
they're either
gone on
hot or
it.
cold.
Go on.
Yeah.
You ever been in a drop zone?
No, I refuse. I
drop
refuse.
zone's
I
actually
feel
not
like
that bad.
my
It's not-
whole heart is gonna pop out of
You,
somewhere where
you
it's
and me
not
both. I
supposed
don't blame
to.
you.
I've never seen
Yeah.
anyone. That was all I ever needed.
I can't. I went to like one of the little carnivals and they had like the little tiny drop zone and I had a heart attack on that. So I was like, yo, I know what I can and cannot do. I was traumatized. You see how you had a bad experience
Oh,
with
let's-
weave?
let's not
I
go
had a
back
bad
there.
experience with roller coasters.
Oh damn! Oh damn!
Nah, the first time I did drop zone, yo, I remember I went up and the man was like, all right, so you guys make sure you guys are buckled in.
Yo.
We're going to be dropping you guys in 10, 9, boom. What do you mean?
I'm not even buckled
Like, you
in.
can't do that. So I don't trust people. You can't, you
Honestly, I
can't be
can
doing
relate
that.
to that because
Trust issues.
the behemoth we were going on, and then
Yo.
the guy's like, "Yo, didn't you see what happened
that
at
right.
the guy at Six Flags? Like they died or something."
Nah.
Why did you say that? So yo, my cousin was like shook, like she's like, "No, like get me
You
out!"
out
And,
this
like
now.
we couldn't because like they already buckled us in.
Mind
What's the
you,
drop?
that
Yeah,
roller
that's
coaster
it.
alone only has the little thing that
Yeah.
you press down. Your sides
Yo.
are wide open.
Yep.
So I get so shook. I hold on to that for dear life. I'm like, if this flies off.
So when I was,
Jesus.
when I did that, like back like a couple years after high school, a group of us went to Wonderland, and it's like the first time Behemoth was like the biggest thing.
It
And,
is.
well, I swear this is like a bigger ride or whatever,
The
but
Yeah,
Leviathan
but
or whatever.
it's
or the
that,
newer
bro.
one?
After the one dip, it's trash.
But
okay.
it,
Well,
That's it.
so we're on the ride, like we just got buckled in, and like I'm tall, bro, and like that thing, no.
no.
Like there's like it doesn't even secure, like it doesn't
I'm
even lock
tiny,
me
it's
in.
still a
Like I had to like press myself down into
guy
my
was like,
seat,
"Is this-
like
is
yo, like this is not it. Like,
Like,
let me get closer. Like I don't get it. Like I had to push myself in my seat, and we're going up now, and like my ex girl, and like my friends that were behind me, crying, like legit tears, and I'm like, yo, what are you crying for? Like you can't be doing this. Like I didn't come here to do this shit. I came because y'all wanted me to be here for this. This is not the type of ride I'm trying to do. Like
I'm
y'all
not
want-
here to see you cry.
yeah, like suck it up, bro. Like,
Put your hands up or
we're all
some
doing this
shit.
together. Like,
Birds fly.
yeah. I hated that ride, bro. But after, like, you're right. After the first drop, like the ride's smooth
Yeah, it's
after
trash.
that.
I
sure.
like the little loopy.
Really?
Little
Yeah.
loop-de-loops.
Nah.
Yeah,
The
no.
one that I don't, the one that has a lot of drops is the other one, the blue one. The newer one?
Was it the cliffhanger?
No.
I like Cliffhanger.
I
Actually.
like it too. Still.
I don't even
Which one's
remember which one
Cliffhanger?
that one is.
The one that sprays the water.
Yeah.
What a while for that.
Yeah.
That sprays the
Forgot
water.
about that.
And then there's one of these in the circle.
Yeah, I know what cliffhanger.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah. So I have another question to ask you guys. The last question of the day. What's a harmless little fetish you guys have?
What the fuck?
Good communication.
Harmless.
That's a good one.
Like it's harmless to you, but it might not be harmless to somebody else. But
Pardon me?
it's little.
A harmless fetish, a unharmless fetish to you, but that may be harmless to someone else.
Okay, so hold on. Before we get into it, fetish is a form of sexual desire in which gratification is linked
Oh, you know
to
where you're going
an
with this.
abnormal degree to a particular object, item of clothing, part of body, etc. And then the second definition is an intimate object worshipped for its supposed to magical powers, or because
I know,
it is
but that's-
considered to be inhabited by a spirit. So I'm assuming we're going with the first
Well, I
one.
went deep. Honestly, I'm thankful that you read that because I was lost in
You
what
were
to
lost in
say.
the question?
Yeah,
so-
I'm big on words.
I was
Big
about to
stuff.
say something else different, but like, it had nothing to do with that.
Some people like to use the word fetish as like you know, like I like to do this.
Yeah.
You know. So
Well,
I like to
it's
slap girls' asses and
Exactly.
watch that shit
But that's-
jiggle.
that's what some people would say as a fetish, right?
I mean-
but I know about you.
I mean,
Like, in what way would that be harmful?
No, I'm saying it's
True.
like little. It's like little. Well, the question is, what's a little harmless fetish that you have that could be possibly harmless to other people? Like
Harmful or harmless?
harmful.
Okay.
Okay, so like an example would be like someone liking girls only in high heels,
pretty much.
but then like she's in high heels all day.
Yeah.
I will
Just
kill
bad posture,
him.
like.
What?
Exactly.
I don't know, yo.
That's
It's a
different.
toughie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
I don't.
Like,
Never asked
I
that
don't.
question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
no.
don't know.
Well, I mean, like, I know a guy that like had a thing for like girls with like top like knee high boots.
What?
I know a
Yo,
guy who
honestly,
had a
I do
thing.
too still.
Huh?
Like, the knee-high boots is sexy, dog.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's there's your
Yo,
fetish.
but yo, honestly, okay, yo, this is one thing I like, yo, okay, other than like, you know, the fat ass, right? Like, yo, I just like a nice ass. It doesn't even have to be fat. I just like a nice ass that, you know, has a jiggle and ripple to it, you know? Anyways, but I like,
I'm
like,
the same way.
I don't know why, I love when women wear white pants.
I hear
I
you.
don't even know if that's a sexual thing.
No,
I
I
just
hear
feel like
you.
it just, you know, it accentuates the shape and
I
all
get
that
scared
shit,
I'm
you know
gonna see
what
a
I'm
stain,
I think
dog.
I'm the same way with like.
I get scared, bro.
Like,
Like,
Someone
nah,
will say
man.
something like that.
Thing.
You
White
don't know.
pants is dirty. White pants is dirty.
I'm gonna turn you right off.
No, I hear what you're saying though. I can understand that. But even with black pants though.
Honestly, man, let's just remove these pants. Why we got colored pants? Like, I love legs.
I mean, if you said tights, then I can relate to you a little
Not
bit more.
everyone looks good in tights.
I know not
Dead
everybody.
ass.
Everybody wears
Yeah,
them.
but come on, man. I'm not talking about like bell bottoms or like, you know, baggy jeans, bro.
Ain't nobody's
The
talking about
boot
that.
cuts.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about that either.
I'm talking about, you know, it's like girls don't wear baggy clothes unless they're baggy clothes, man. For the most part, they're
the
tight.
track-
They're
the track-
they're slim fitting, you know.
Yeah.
You know, no. Did you say tracksuit?
I said the track
Yo,
pants.
why
Oh
you-
no.
Why you getting
Yo, you know what?
disgust?
Yo, white.
You
tights,
said
man.
you said baggy clothes. So I was
No,
like,
yo,
referring
you
to
know what?
track.
I said white pants at first, but like I feel like I gotta just clarify. White tights or white jeans that are skin tight, like
Like,
slim fit.
So painted on.
You don't know. You don't know.
They're tatted on.
I read.
Yo, okay, yo, you know what I like? The sundresses in the
I love
summer.
sundresses too, bro. I was just
You see the
Yo,
bounce
but
behind
you
the
didn't see a lot of
sundresses?
those like the last summer.
Yeah, this summer now
Yeah, it
it's
wasn't
all about
popular.
highlighter colors
was
and
cold.
pants.
Yeah, it was, yo.
Those see-through, you know, that was this year still.
I don't know, but that whole like what that Volt green.
Yeah,
I got tired of that shit.
yeah, man.
I like Volt green, but I didn't like seeing it that much.
True.
Like you gotta know how to wear it. Like you can't have a whole Volt green suit looking like a highlighter walking down the street. I couldn't stand
Mans
that
just
shit.
want to stand out.
High
Nah,
visibility
that's too
clothes,
much.
you know.
That's too much standing out for me, yo.
I'm taking a different approach because it is a different approach. I'm a fan of the fishbone braids. I don't know what it is.
Touch me on that one.
I can't knock braids.
I
I
love
actually do
sundress.
like braids.
If you're wearing like and there's a new style that they do. They have like single big braids and then the little braids in the middle. I like that too. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I don't
I hear
know what
you
it
on
is.
that.
This one girl did it. I was like, yo, she looks so nice.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say it like out loud. But she looks really nice.
Yo, that's my other thing. Like, I don't feel like girls understand like those simple like looks
Yeah.
can go such a long way.
But like maybe that could be harmful, you know what I mean? Putting
'Cause
braids
it-
in her.
Well,
all
braids.
the
Well,
time, 'cause
braids.
that-
It depends if it's tight or it's
Oh,
pulling.
yeah,
You know,
it
I
could be
understand.
harmful,
understand.
yeah.
I mean, I won't pull it by her braids, bro. Like,
No, it's not talking
Why
about
not?
that. Not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. That's a different issue. That's a bit different.
All right, we go close it with that one still, man. Appreciate you guys coming out.
you already know G.
Thank you guys. And yeah.
Back up, dad, son.
What are you saying? Okay, we out, man. DTE, man.
Peace, peace.